I have a two-part question.
A two-part question?
A two-part question.
All right.
What is the reasoning for survival kit? And is there ever a time when a family should make the decision to use it if there is not a major catastrophe?
For the first part of your question, the Amexem Empire and Emergency Services Agency, a sub-department of the Department for the Interior, is they're responsible for disaster relief, um, dealing with the aftermath of disasters, economic, natural disasters, whatever the case may be. If there's anything where there's been a breakdown in social structure, the Imperial Customs Force has the obligation and responsibility to restore order, and ESA comes in and begins to provide relief. ESA has, in all of our city areas, what we refer to as TAC bins, short for tactical bins, which basically means they're portable bins that have X amount of dried food, pots, pans, non-aluminum, I might add, non-stick as well. Not non-stick as well. Water, bag valve masks, or ambi bags, as some folks know them, for adults and for offspring. We would have waterproof matches, crank radios, batteries, things of this nature, hydrogen peroxide, colloidal silver, colloidal gold, a wide variety of things for medical assistance. Uh, we would also have in there uh, uh, plastic bags, and just compass maps, things of this nature. We would have them in bins. We have several of those in each city area, and they're pre-positioned. And it's very important that you have the ability to move those as well as your portable distillery unit, so that if you have to show up and make way to get to safety, that you're able to grab those things. Sometimes you're not at the op center. Maybe you're away from the op center, so we pre-position in different parts of our city areas, so that if we're going to be evacuating a location at one particular direction, well, then they know that we have various materials, various TAC bins deployed here, here, and here. So that will give our folks options. That's why we have several portable distillers per city area and various TAC bins in various city areas. And as people, I'm going into what I can cover, is a wide variety of other things that we take care of besides that to make sure that our folks survive on our own terms. But water is important, dried food because it will keep longer, and a wide variety of other things that you can take with you to make sure that you survive. Now, the other part of your question, if there's a situation where there are nationals on the ground, like for example in Ta-Memfis, and there may be some nationals there that are having difficulty, and there's shortages of food. Um, the ESA TAC bins would not be used for that particular component. However, we do have Department for Logistics has magazine or supply rooms in various cities, and with at the discretion of the command authority on the ground there, it'd be lieutenant ambassador, regional ambassador, district ambassador, whoever it is, whoever's the ranking official on the scene, they can issue forth the order to the local operations manager for that particular department for logistics there, and say, I need X amount of supplies of food that I'm signing out for these parties. Um, since we don't have a quote-unquote social services department, um, these things are handled by non-for-profit venues, or rather organizations, inside of our jurisdiction. They will handle that generally, but the imperial government can do things at the discretion of the local command authority, provided that there's enough stores on station to cover particular things. I have to cover that really and truly in a different setting for you, because Ta-Memfis is basically the breadbasket for the empire itself. Our hydroponics as well as our greenhouse operations will be run empire-wide from Ta-Memfis. So there's a few things that we're going to be able to do stronger than we can right now in short form and in short order. And the reason why I say this, we're hydroponics operational in the capital city. We're going hydroponics operational, solar power operational in the more Atlantis, and then on into the Al-Abamu, and then into the other city areas. For example, we're now operational in Fatima, and we're operational in Saida. Things are going to be staggered getting the equipment into those city areas. They'll have to wait till we strengthen the infrastructure on the ground in the other cities first, and we'll get to them as we go. I was speaking previously about the deployment schedules regarding these maps, and I have to say that that is, in fact, subject to change because of the fact that we have two other areas that we may be going operational in, and that may slow us down somewhat. But eventually, every city operation, every local operations, every government operations that I have anywhere will have standalone units where what we have in the capital city, Port Hannah City, More Atlantis, and to a degree in Ta-Memfis and Al-Abamu will end up on the ground sooner rather than later in Fatima and Saida, possibly in Al-Abamu and Al-Tia as well. So that's the best way to answer your question in short form. I do thank you for it. And I know that you're probably going to have a million other questions for me later, and I'm going to gird up my loins and prepare for those questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And with that, say peace and love.
Thank
and
you.
Islam.
Peace and love. Wow.